So I've got this PlayStation 5, and here's the CPU, and as you can see, we have what appears to be dried up liquid metal that's bonded to the surface of the die, and no amount of hardcore scraping is going to get it off. I did just try some acetone. That didn't help either. You can sort of feel it with the tip of your tweezer, and it feels like it's raised above the surface of the die, so it's definitely something stuck on it. It's not a pitting in the die itself, but it doesn't feel like it wants to scrape off very nicely. So I don't really want to damage the die. I just want to try one other thing. I think sandpaper is probably a bit abrasive, even at like 1000 grit or 1500, 2000. Maybe a bit abrasive, and it may, because that's a very highly polished mirror surface there. So I've got this other idea. Maybe let's try, I've got a plastic polish, and it was initially for cleaning very fine scratches out of the surface of a CD. So let's give that a go and see if it's abrasive enough to shift it without damaging the die. I mean, this is polished silicon, isn't it? Solid. It's like glass. So it shouldn't scratch. It should be harder than plastic. So if this can buff plastic, in theory, I'm picking it won't buff. So let's just give it a shot and see if we can get rid of some of this dried up. Without going too crazy. Sort of feels like it's less rough after going over it. So let's do that a little bit longer. And I'm giving a little bit of downward pressure, but I'm not really jamming into it. In the case of using a polishing compound, the product itself should be doing all of the work, not the physical effort of the person using it. So try and clean that off. Looking better. Let me just try with a wad of paper, tissue paper. So that's definitely buffed it off to some degree, but there's still, obviously where the thickest deposits were, there's a nasty bit here. And there's a couple of lines here, little bits here and there. It's very stuck on. You can't scrape it off with your tweezer, whatever it is, so you just kind of have to abrade it away. So I'm just going to work at that a little bit more. Put another bit on there. And we'll see if we can't make it mostly shiny again. And hopefully it will accept liquid metal interface. This particular machine I've just done an HDMI port on, so nothing exciting. There's a couple thousand videos out there of HDMI ports being replaced. I don't know of anyone polishing a CPU die with plastic polish. If you're looking for a good plastic polish, because no one uses CDs anymore, so you probably can't get, well, you might be able to get the kits for that, but go to your automotive parts and accessories store. You'll probably find a good product for polishing plastic headlights. Oh, I didn't pick up some liquid metal just then, did I? Hopefully not. Yeah, you're looking for obviously something that's good for clear plastics, designed to polish clear plastics without dulling them. Fading headlight covers are the equivalent in automotive as failing electrolytics are in electronics. Electrolytic capacitors, guaranteed every one will fail. Guaranteed every plastic headlight cover will go opaque and dull as a result of UV exposure. Meguiar's makes a very good plastic polish, as does, you can also get it in CRC, they make one, and there's many types out there. I think it's going to be quite tricky to remove that really stuck on piece. This had a real nasty spot when I took it apart of absent metal, thanks to standing it on its end. And I am getting serious cramp doing this, but that's another story. The old fingers don't work as well as they used to. Get a little bit of alcohol on that just to tidy it up. Try and move some of that. I love the way liquid metal doesn't stick to alcohol. Look at that. Ah, keep touching the liquid metal. Trying to make it clean. Well, that's 100 times better than it was. Certainly. I just need to find a way to get rid of the last little bits that are stuck on there. I guess if just work at it. I wonder if something like the soft end of a Q-tip stick would be hard enough to scrape it off without damaging anything. There's they come in plastic and paper and bamboo and all sorts. Let's see if we can't use that more solid piece to scrub that off. Certainly hard to scratch a die. It's at least with a soft it just needs to be harder than the dried up liquid metal, really. I think I'm kind of making a dent on it. Maybe flattening it out. Get in there with some more plastic polish. See if I can't buff the rest of that off. I wonder how serious it is though. Like, it's only a tiny little couple of spots. Is it worth keeping on? Let's go over it a little bit more and see what happens. Let's see if I can do this video in one whole take. No editing. I'll just record this and upload it. I'm just going to buff those last little couple of lines off that appeared. I wonder what caused that. Suppose if you push hard enough with a solid piece of liquid metal, wouldn't be liquid then, would it? A dried up blob of liquid metal, it might scratch the surface, so I suppose you don't want to push too hard. You can hear that noise in the background. It's not a jet engine taking off, it's just my washing machine firing up a spin cycle. Yeah, buff out. Like I tense up my muscles so that it goes super fast. Oh, might be actually getting somewhere. I don't recommend using Jif. Yes, it's an abrasive cleaner for porcelain surfaces and what have you, but Jif, yeah, it wouldn't probably be a good idea. It might be a bit too abrasive for this, unless you were very gentle and maybe watered it down. Even then, the abrasive properties of this cream is so fine you can rub it on your fingers and you won't feel the grittiness, whereas Jif, I think you can. It's a bit more abrasive. Certainly in this industry you need an unlimited supply of Q-tips. Imagine if they made washable ones, reusable. Right, well, there's always something on it. Okay. Always something to leave a mess behind. It's like trying to clean glass. Funny that. Well, that's very much polished off the worst of it, which is pretty cool. Still a little something there that's getting picked up. Must be a little bit of stray liquid metal there. It's just trying to make it perfectly clean. It's near impossible. I'm going to call it. That looks bad, doesn't it? We have a subtle line there, which I'm not sure what that is, but it's a lot better than having stuff bonded to the surface, I think. She'll be right. Let's get some more liquid metal onto that. Put it all back on. I'll do that. I'll get some more, put all the liquid metal back into place, and yeah, keep that in mind. If you're having trouble cleaning the top of your CPU die, I think that's a pretty cool little trick. I'm not sure if the official kits they come with what looks like a Q-tip that's black. I haven't used one. I don't know if they're abrasive or in some way. Maybe they are. Maybe they're just maybe it's just some sort of foam instead of cotton spun Q-tips. Maybe it's like a foam that's or maybe it's more like the foam that's around the around the CPU there, made into a Q-tip, so it's leaves nothing behind as far as any chance of cotton strands. It's just something that's more permanent. But yeah, anyway, give that a shot if you're struggling to clean your CPU. Catch you later.